hosting at this 3-day, Smart City Expo KL 2025. And with me today actually we're going to talk about a hot topic that everyone is talking about, which is AI, but ours is going to be different, right? It's a specialized version of AI called Agentic AI. And with me I have Dr. Hani, and he has been here for 21 years. He was probably saying that he's now a Malaysian. He came to study, he got his degree, his master's and his doctorate in Malaysia, and now he's been running a business for 10 years, 11 years. Your 10th year anniversary is celebrating. Yeah. And he's actually been doing a lot of stuff with the government now, which is suitable for the topic, right? Because we're talking about the role of Agentic AI in the Malaysian public sector. Yeah. But I think before we jump into that, and his company, Chamrun Digital, Chamrun Agentic, but the brand is Chamrun, AI, right? The AI version, the AI, not version, but the AI business, right, of it. They've got a lot of, maybe not a lot, but quite a few important government clients. So it's going to speak from experience, which I'm quite excited to share with you all. But before that, maybe, Dr. Hani, just share a little bit quickly about yourself. If you think I missed out on something that's important, besides you being very proud of having your Malaysian IC now, and then, maybe go into what is AI versus Agentic AI.
Okay, thank you very much. Very good morning. We have the concept of AI and Agentic AI, which is recently came. AI traditionally will do one task. It will respond based on the answer you give, and it will do one task and one thing at the time. So it's very reactive compared with the Agentic AI that is very proactive and very autonomous. So in Agentic AI, the AI will think, will act, and it will coordinate between several agents. So the difference is actually Agentic AI is a combination of several specialized agents that they work together to make an automation of a process, either complex or simple. So look at this example of, in the normal situation, you go, for example, call 3 hotlines, go to 3 counter in different ministry. But with Agentic AI, when there is a request based on the inquiry, Agentic AI can utilize all the information related, collect it, and respond to your inquiry within few seconds.
Okay, so instead of you making calls to 2 or 3, right, and which is so common, right? You call a government agency and they say, oh, this is with this department, or this officer is on training or somewhere, right?
Correct.
Or lunch break, so you please call back later. So this Agentic AI is able to, without the officers there, because the data is all digitized already, right? Is able to extract the relevant data based on the question or the pain point you have, correct? Okay. So, but a lot of people are using, because I use Bing as my browser, so obviously they've got their own, a co-pilot, right, if you use that. But many people use maybe ChatGPT. So when they're using ChatGPT, is that an example of Agentic AI or it's not? I'm thinking based on your explanation, it's not, but you're expert, so you answer the question.
So ChatGPT is just one agent at this moment. Agentic AI is a combination of several agents that they actually working together. So ChatGPT is just one agent.
So that's not Agentic AI, that's just using a bot, right? Okay, fine, all right. So maybe now let's move on to the more important question, right? You've already got, what is this role of Agentic AI in addressing challenges, right, in the public sector?
Okay, now we are actually facing 2 challenges now together with government that we are working on the solution. One is the data is silos. So every ministry, every department, they have their own data, which is separated. So when they provide the report, the decision maker get the report from different sources. Agentic AI can collect all of the data and provide a comprehensive and big picture. So it will help the decision maker in the government to make better decision. Making better decision will help to reduce the risk. And reduce the risk, it will bring down the number of the failure reduce. So Agentic AI in one part will provide collecting all the information and will provide a comprehensive report and analysis for the government officers, those who want to make decision. On the other hand, for the citizens' point of view, citizens stay in the very long queue to get approval for the license, to get the eligibility, filling up the form, and because this is because the process is very manual, the process is paperwork, but with the Agentic AI, it will provide the comprehensive report analysis. So the form will be filled up, the response will be very fast. So the officers, the citizens will get the response within a second, very personalized. So it will be the service will be very fast. So the purpose of Agentic AI is for the government, the operation will be 10 times faster.
10 times faster.
But for the citizen, which is more important, the satisfaction of citizens will be 100 times more with Agentic.
Okay. No, but you know, when you say so fast, sometimes fast is not good, right, Dr. Hani? Because you talk about hallucination. So what is because you said the results will come very fast. Yeah. Will the civil servant behind, right, that request assess the response from the AI first, right, before passing it to the public, or is gone immediately?
Okay, so in fact, okay, hallucination is very important because hallucination means when we use the AI, it will provide the wrong answer. To remove hallucination, we are actually talking about the RAG. So RAG means we create the verified document for the AI. So instead of AI, for example, like ChatGPT or AI agent, look at the general information, it will answer it from the provided document. So the data that provided is accurate, so the answer will be accurate. So it will reduce the hallucination process.
Yeah. Okay, so that's great. So the request isn't going to the whole wide world, right, and looking for information. It's looking at specific information that's already been inputted into the system. Right? So its database is much more narrow, much more specific. Okay.
So if you look at the the concept of data sovereignty we are talking about now, so it's exactly that. So with Agentic AI, setting up the RAG, all the data is within the ministry, within the local server. So the accuracy and the security is there.
Okay, very good. So now maybe what you want to do is I want the audience, right, to get a real sense, with examples, right? So maybe can you walk us through giving us two scenarios, maybe one in agriculture, which is important, and one around communication, which is what we're doing, a part of communication also,
right. Okay, so for agriculture now, the projects that we are involved in Chamrun is...
Also, you're directly involved, you're speaking from actually experience.
Experience, the projects that now we involve, in fact, is, in agriculture, in the past several years, we didn't have a proper data of the demand and supply of the crops for the country.
Okay.
So we had the data that 2 years back, 600,000 tons of vegetables was destroyed because the demand and supply was not matched. 600,000 tons of vegetables.
A year? Wow.
Yes. So what is happening actually now is we are actually spending over 70 billion ringgit to import the crops for the country.
Very high.
So with Agentic AI, when we have the data of the demand and the local supply, we can forecast it very much better. So we can update the local farmer that how to plan better to produce, and we can reduce the unnecessary need of the importing. So imagine with this, having the data and planning and forecasting better with Agentic AI, and with 10% we reduce the import amount of import per year is almost 8 billion ringgit saved for the country. This is on agriculture.
That can go to healthcare or education, right? Wow, fantastic. Okay.
So the second in communication now, the first quarter in 2025, we had 12,000 report about a scam in digital landscape.
Scam, of course. I mean, remember even the communication minister, right, Fahmi, was saying that his mom, right, almost got scammed. It's crazy, man.
So this scam is almost 500 million ringgit of loss.
Wow.
And because the process was very long, very manual, only 2% could recover back the amount.
2% only? That's Malaysian data.
Yes. It's a public data, in fact, is available.
2%
so from this 500 million, Agentic AI voice-based can listen to the inquiry, can listen to the complaint, can analyze it, provide the report, and provide the action. Connect the person with the related department, SPRM, for example, bank or police, and then take an immediate action based on the voice. So the voice can be understood, the complaint can be analyzed, and it can come connected with the related department to take action. So this will reduce the 500 million in 1 quarter of the loss in digital space for the this scam.
So, but when you say you're working with the agency, I'm assuming you're either working with PDRM or you're working with MCMC, right? Can you share that?
Oh no, actually now we are, so Chamrun is actually together with JPA, we are running...
JPA, the Jabatan
Parhizkar Awam, is a public service department.
Okay.
So we are running on 6-month training for the public service, 22 officers we have.
Okay.
So from these 22, each of them working on one project. So the agriculture I share is one project.
Okay.
This communication scam is one project. So 22 projects we are working to prepare officers to be future digital leaders and AI for digital transformation for the department in Malaysia.
So this 22 officers is very interesting. 22 civil servants And it's actually, what you told me is apparently it's a 6-month training, right? So it's very thorough, very detailed. And part of the training is that some of them are, okay, all of them are in South Korea now, right?
Oh yes, so this is a partnership that we have, Chamrun has with the SNU, Seoul National University of Korea. And
so you're actually partnering with the University of Seoul, huh?
Yes,
wow.
in Korea. So they had 6 weeks here, the training, and now they moved to Korea. Until December they will be there. After that they come back here and then they present. So the output is actually 22 prototype AI solution for different ministries and government.
Okay, man, that's looks like a lot of hard work going into making sure that they come back with real, prototypes that can serve the public's needs, right?
Absolutely.
Wow, okay, interesting. I didn't know. Must be costly, man, huh? But that's a good project for you to deliver for the government. But
yeah, it's a big responsibility.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say, but when you hear sometimes they do training around AI like 6 days or 6 weeks, you think, hey, no. This is like, a serious 6-month, training and inculcation, right, into AI.
Yes,
and creating proper agentic AI that can help the rakyat.
Correct.
Very good. So, okay, great. So, maybe I've got a question about, we're talking about implementation, right? And people always say, hey, our execution and implementation is weak in this country. So what is the best technical strategy for implementing agentic AI in our public sector?
So you see, when we talk about the AI, sometimes it looks like very costly. Because we use LLM, then we use GPU for the process. Now, the best for implementing is we take one common problem. For example, answering the inquiry of the citizen.
Okay.
We do a pilot on the small, and then we can expand it. To do the pilot and to expanding, for many projects, which is a specific task, we don't need to set up LLM. We can use an open source SLM.
Okay.
SLM cost is
SLM
less.
meaning small language model.
Small language model, yeah. So now it's also open source. So using SLM, and we fine tune it with the verified data from the government, which
very
is a
important,
RAJ.
right? Verified data. Okay.
Yeah. So it's an agentic RAJ. Agentic RAJ will be based on the SLM because the cost will be low, and based on the data that provided. So this is important because it will reduce the hallucination. It will reduce that wrong information given by AI agent. So this is the best way. So the future of agentic is actually open source SLM together with the RAJ. That's what they call it, agentic RAJ. This is what we are actually now working to implement for public service department.
Okay. So earlier, I was talking to somebody, not today, but I think a few days ago, I was going to have this panel with you, right? And they were saying that, hey, if you're public sector and you're using like small language models, what if they use a model from China? Is that going to be a security issue? And I'm wondering if you can share some answer.
Okay, so actually now even the government in US and China, everybody came out with the open source.
Yeah,
so true. Open source, if we get the brain means the LLM or SLM, and run it in the local private server. And we can see now many companies like Google, Microsoft, they set up a data center locally, which is private. So set up the open source within the local server. We can have a data sovereignty, infrastructure sovereignty, and then we can run based on that to fine tune it based on the information that we have, based on the data for the local Malaysia. Of course, in Malaysia, we always want to support the local. Now we have Ilmu that launched.
They just launched,
Ilmu is something that probably everybody should support as a local product and use it, utilize it.
Okay, very good. So now maybe let me just squeeze in a last question for you, right? So these 22 officers come back, right? And they may be with different departments, different ministries also. And they'll be maybe tempted to say that, hey, let's build our own, right? In terms of coming out. So should ministries build their own AI teams, or like partner with the private sector, people like you, or adopt open source ecosystems?
Okay, I believe it should be a hybrid model. Okay. The reason is the government officers, they know the workflow. To have a successful AI solution, the workflow is very important. Who knows the workflow? Government officer. Who knows the prompting to prompt the AI engine is government officer. Now even more than prompting is context. So the context engineering and workflow will come from the government officers. And then the technical part will come from the private company to help them to implement. Without workflow, without context, there is no AI. That's why you can see so many AI assistant and agent develop, and then they shut it down because the back end, which is the context and prompting, was not right, or the workflow. And But at this, on the other hand, now what we actually working together with JPA, they are focusing to create these officers to be the future digital leaders. So government is actually having these officers to lead the digital transformation and AI for government. So this combination should go together because the officers is the one that knows the problem and the workflow. And then the technical people, they can build based on that.
So each side works on what they do best, right? And that's what you're saying, like hybrid. Okay, but maybe one last question, which is that, you know, everybody knows that AI makes work so much more efficient, right? In a scary way almost. Wouldn't the civil servants then, who know that this government is serious about adopting agentic AI to deliver better public services, wouldn't they be worried and like maybe, you know, a delay or sabotage the implementation also, which would be a normal human behavior, right?
Oh, so you mean that they worry
the civil servants, so then
there's no job for me,
pilots
right?
don't, sorry?
They're like, there's no job for me, right?
No, they worry about no job for them, correct.
So actually, at this moment, I don't see at this moment, because government officers, they are the one that coming up with the context, and without the proper context and data, there is no AI. So if we have no data, we have no AI anyway. So the government officer, instead of doing repetitive tasks every day, several hours, they can focus more on the strategy. They can focus more on the other management job rather than doing the repetitive task. So the government, with the similar number of the officers, will be more efficient, more productive, and move much more faster.
Okay, man. Those words are music to all taxpayers, citizens, right? More productive and faster for civil service to move. Okay, very good. So hopefully, you know, the end of your collaboration with JPA, right, sees, right, 22 amazing, you know, agentic AIs are deployed throughout the government machinery. That'll be fantastic for all of us. With that, thank you very much for your time, Dr. Hani, right? Sounds very interesting. DNA will be keeping our eye on you.
Sure, thank you so much. Pleasure. Thank you everybody for watching this. Have a good day.